Hey traders, so welcome back to Trade Like a Pro Forex channel, and in today's session I'll be teaching you how to view the market from a higher time frame perspective and to look for entries on the lower time frame. So in our first example, we have the Aussie CAD. So you can clearly identify a support zone over here, and prices made a double bottom formation or an inverse head and shoulders or whatever you want to call it, right? And you can see there is a clear break of structure over here, and this made a tap into this zone. This is our resistance zone. And what are prices doing now? So you drop down to the hourly time frame. We have a clear zone over here where prices may be looking to get rejected from. But we didn't dive into the trade when prices makes this bearish engulfing candle. So typically, retail traders would like to sell on this candle, right? So after the breakdown, they will put a sell over here, stop loss above this zone, and probably aim for this target over here or whichever, right? And clearly they are looking to get stopped out. And why is this so? So you jump down to the 15-minute time frame and you realize that there isn't any shift in structure or any break of structure on the lower time frame yet. So our entry criteria for this zone would be to create something like this, a breakdown. So you have a rising wedge and you can see a clear breakdown over here and a pullback towards this level for a short towards the downside. So this is how we'll be looking to short ACAD, only if we get a zone like this or a structure breakdown like this. So moving forward for ACAD, you can clearly see that this zone is not going to hold. And we are not sure unless prices actually makes a bearish move down, clears this level, gives us a slow climb and a breakdown. Then this support or this resistance zone is actually holding. So other than that, we are looking for a higher level of entry towards this zone over here. So you can clearly see prices makes this upside move, makes a move like this, a downside pullback and a breakout, but it failed to clear these highs. And instead it made a bearish move down, a strong bearish move down. So this zone is where it started this bearish pressure, right? And we are looking for a move up towards this level. So typically as prices breaks this level, you can expect something like this for continuation, creating liquidity in and out of these levels, a breakout, and see, you can look for schematics over here. So you can look for accumulation and distribution, something like this, breaks down, test this level, and this is where you're looking to get into, and where would be our take profit all the way down towards this level. So along the way, you can grab partials, 1:1, 1:2, and eventually 1:3. So next up for the Aussie yen, you can clearly identify a resistance level over here. So can you see what happens here? So this is so-called the stop hunt that many of us use, right? This terminology of stop hunt. So this is a move created by institutions to clear these levels of liquidity, grab these orders and catch people on the wrong side of the move, right? So people are looking to buy at this level. So this is the breakout and a retest on the lower time frame. So let's drop down to the 5-minute time frame. So at this level, we are definitely looking for potential buys for retail traders, right? And based on whatever confirmation you can see over here, prices taps into this zone, gives you a 3-bar reversal. And we are likely to see people buying over here just to get taken out eventually with their stop loss below this level, highly likely, right? So dropping down to the 4-hour time frame again, what are we trying to see? You can see that prices actually found support at this level, and with this strong bearish momentum, we are looking for a tap back into this level. And why this level is because on the 1-hour time frame, you have this order block formed over here, and there is this huge imbalance that we are looking to fill. So prices wants to get involved, right, on the market, and you can clearly see a schematic over here that we are looking to take. So again, go back to the 4-hour time frame. This may seem like a head and shoulders, which you can call it head and shoulders as well. Otherwise, this is just creation of highs, lows, highs, and eventually take them out, shifting in the bearish momentum, look for a retest and a sell opportunity over here. So next up we have the CAD Yen, and we can clearly see this trend line over here. So prices makes a higher high, comes back, makes a higher high and higher swing low, right? And what do people want to do? They want to buy at these levels, right? So when prices comes back to test these trend lines, you make money on the first one, right? And when it comes back down, what do people think? They think that this is the double bottom, and then they try to catch a long position with stop loss below this level, maybe to take profit at this zone or this zone, right? So what happens? It breaks down, it clears and grabs all this liquidity lying under these levels. You see this strong breakdown move, followed by a reverse move over here. So you can see that the pullback or the reversal move is steep, and this in return creates an order block over here. So you can see it actually covers this whole level. So what are we projecting prices to do? We are waiting for a pullback into this zone, and for counter trend traders, you can actually look for a long position here just to push prices up toward this level. So we are more interested in sales because the current structure is selling, right? So this is our area of interest, and we're looking for a schematic over here. So this is the creation of liquidity over here, and as prices taps into our zone, it should create a strong move down, clearing this level, grabbing this liquidity over here, and activating all the orders over beneath these levels, right? And from there, we'll look for a pullback to catch a short. So next up, you have the Euro CAD. You can see that there is an order block at this level over here where prices failed to tap into, and this creates an imbalance over here. So you can see clearly there is still space left over for us to fill, right? And with this, we have a projection in mind that prices may come up to test this level of the order block as well as the imbalance. So to create a projection, you can see that clearly prices makes this strong bullish move, and we have another order block over here that hasn't been filled, right? So prices are likely to move down to fill this position, and you can actually catch a long or buy position if prices gives you a move like this. So imagine you project this over here, we get a downside move followed by this, and we can catch a long if this happens, right? And we are only interested in doing sales because currently we are selling again, and in this level we may see a tap in, a pullback before a secondary move upside to do what? To grab liquidity over here, as well as this level, as well as this level. So you can imagine lots of stop loss above this zone, and this zone, right? To move into this area where this is our resistance zone or our daily order block, right? So let me scroll out again. So our main structure is here, correct? And if you drop down to the 4-hour time frame, we want prices to make another move up to tap into this zone while clearing these highs. So imagine prices moving this way, right? You can draw a trend line where it traps the retail traders to sell at this level again. So with all these liquidity grabs, we are looking to sell at this zone. So what do we want to see inside here? We want to see a shift in momentum. So bringing forward, we have a zone over here. And as prices moves toward it, we want to see creation of liquidity over here before a breakdown, clearing all these levels before we get a pullback entry for a sell. So this is how we'll get involved in the market. Next up, we have the Euro Pound, and for this trade, we have to look at the weekly time frame. So you can see over here, we have a double bottom formation. Prices breaks this level of resistance and make a huge rally. And over here, it gave us some sort of accumulation and distribution over here. So prices makes this, it clears the liquidity over here. It went up, made this strong bullish push phase, clears this level, came back down, and eventually breaks this level over here. So what are we expecting for the Euro Pound? So you can see prices tap into this zone over here and made this strong bullish candle, right? So dropping down to the daily time frame, you can see that we have a clear falling wedge which got broken out, and it clears this resistance over here. So prices now retested this level of structure. So if we drop down to the 4-hour time frame, it tested perfectly at this zone. It made an upside rally, and what we are expecting is that prices has a higher chance to tap into this order block over here, followed by a move downside. So on a short-term time frame, right, or as of current prices, we are bullish buyers until this level over here. So we are trying to catch a short at this level. So similarly, we want prices to give us some kind of accumulation over here, maybe a move upside over here, taps into this resistance, breaks down, clears this level, grabs liquidity over here, followed by a pullback, and we will see if there is imbalance over here, or is there any order block at this level for a tap in, sell with stop loss above this level for a short. Next up, we have the euro dollar. We are clearly in an uptrend. You can see prices made a push phase, gave us a bullish flag pattern which breaks out, and now came back to retest 50% of this consolidation over here. So prices taps into this and makes a break of structure when it cleared this level. So this pattern is actually a cipher pattern, and the decompletion is actually at the 786, which is at this level, just above the descending trend line. However, we actually made this decompletion. We expect the decompletion to be inside this order block over here. So if we were to zoom in and what happens over here on the hourly time frame, you have a move like this. So if you are a retail trader, you're looking to buy because you are in an uptrend, correct? So as prices keeps making higher highs, you have a breakout over here. And what do people like to do? What do the retail traders like to do? They'll wait for this retest onto this trend line, right? And when it gives you some sort of a bullish reversal pattern, they will try to catch a long with stop loss just below, right? Below this structure over here. And clearly it got liquidated over here, and prices went down to clear all these levels right here. So you can see this is a strong bullish move and ended up spiking out, and a complete reversal happened. So we have currently a bearish play, and we are looking to take sell opportunities if prices comes back to retest this level over here. So can you imagine what people are trying to do at the trend line? It has not been tested yet, but if prices were to move into the trend line and it taps into it, it should create some sort of bearish rejection, right? Because many people are looking to sell here. So what I'm trying to say that is prices may come down just for a pullback, for a continuation move upside towards this strong level of resistance over here. So this is where we are concerned and where we're looking to sell, right? And if we drop down to the 4-hour time frame again, we want to see some sort of a schematic over here. So maybe prices comes back down, retest the second time, clear these levels, clear all of this liquidity over here, followed by a breakdown move. So this creates a break of structure and a shift of momentum, and we are looking to catch a pullback for a sell towards this level over here. So why this level why not this level or this level, right? So this is an imbalance, if you can see over here. So prices have yet to clear this level, and it should come back down to fill this imbalance over here, and as well as to fill the order block. And from here, we may look to buy, right? So what happens if prices comes back here? On a similar fashion, we want to see the creation of liquidity, and we want to see something like this. So we have this move over here, comes back down, breaks down, make a bullish move, pulls back, then you buy over here, right? So this is the order block that we drew. Yep. So this is what you're going to see. So next up, we have Pound CAD. You can clearly see a strong breakout move, testing this level over here. And now we see a sharp drop. Prices break structure. And now with bearish momentum in play, you can clearly see this is a slow climb. So you can see that the buyers or the buy side is actually weak. So we are looking for a sell opportunity towards this level over here. So dropping down to the hourly time frame. This is another block and we have imbalances inside, right? So you can clearly identify this over here. And prices should tap into this zone. But how will it do? How does it do it? We are looking for a tap into the imbalance, gives us a pullback, then a secondary tap into the order block over here, as shown over here, right? And then a strong breakdown move, followed by a pullback to catch a sell. So does this always happen? No, because you can see that clearly we have another zone over here, just above, where it's dictated by the 4-hour time frame order block, right? So if prices fail to hold over here, we are looking for a similar formation at a higher price, which is this level over here, right? So you can clearly identify this level. And on a similar fashion, look for a move followed by a breakout, a second tap, a breaks down pullback into an order block or into a secondary structure or minor structure over here for a sell. Next up, Pound CHF. It's the same thing all over again, right? You can see that prices actually made a strong move up, creates this flag pattern, clears all of this liquidity over here, continue making higher highs and higher lows. You can see all of these levels, right? And as prices comes back to this level, people may be looking to buy at this zone, but it clearly got smashed and prices made this complete reversal, clearing these levels over here. So this is the low that created the high, right? And as prices breaks down, it made a continuation pattern of secondary breakdown. So this zone over here is an order block that hasn't got filled. So if you were to look at this level, this is the up candle before the down candle, right? And there is imbalances at this area. So if you were to project it to the right, it taps into this imbalance, it fills it, and it taps into the order block as well. So this is our order block 1. So on a similar fashion, if you drop down to the 4-hour time frame, it's even clearer. So what did prices do? Prices moves in, taps into this level, makes a higher low, makes a higher high. And what happens here? It creates liquidity in and out of these areas. So you can imagine lots of resistance over here. Multiple touches onto this resistance level, right? So many people are trying to sell at this level with stop loss just below all of these lows, right? And people are trying to buy the trend line because prices taps into this trend line, it moves up, taps into this trend line, it moves up. So there are a lot of orders inside here. And what happens here? Prices breaks down, clear of these levels, people looks to buy here, and you can see now this becomes a strong support area where there are lots of orders beneath this level, right? There's your stop loss orders, your buy limit orders will be inside this zone, and sell stop orders will be outside the zone together with stop loss areas, right? And prices makes a final move up, clears all of these liquidity lying above this level. And now what? It breaks down at our crucial zone, right? It breaks down, it clears all of these orders over here. And now we are definitely bearish buyers. And one of the ways where we can catch a move would be to look for trade opportunities on the lower time frame. So you can see over here, we have another order block. So you can see down here, we have a refined one. And on the 4-hour, this is one huge order block, right? So typically we are looking for the same thing. We have strong buy side pressure over here now. And what I'm trying to see would be the creation of liquidity where at this area, on a similar fashion, if you have to project it over here, right, this is the zone. And we are trying to look for a move like this. Second move breaks down, clears this level, grabs all of this liquidity over here, pulls back, fills an imbalance or an order block before we sell. So next we have the NCAD. At the peak of the prices, which is over here, you can see we have a triangle pattern and a trend line over here. So prices made a push up, clears this level, and made a strong bearish move down that breaks all of this level, right? Grabs liquidity all around and makes a strong push face towards the downside. But one of the thing over here is that it fails to tap onto this zone. So notice how we have an imbalance lying between these levels from here towards this wick. So we are expecting prices to actually come back down, tap onto this zone, feel the imbalance before a move up again. So dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, what are we expecting? So with sell side in the pressure, we are looking for a selling opportunity, right? And you can see prices taps into this primary zone over here. So how did I define this zone? You look at the daily time frame, you can see that we have an order block again. This is the up candle before the sell move. So these traps people who are selling here, right? So if you drop down to the 4-hour time frame, you can clearly see these are the lower highs created just for prices to take them out before a move downside, right? And over here, as prices taps into this zone, it makes a strong bearish move, and it actually creates another order block over here. So these are considered like resistance zone, right? And on the hourly time frame, you can see that over here we have another one. And which is the best area to sell? This would be the first, and this would be the second, right? So obviously you're going to get a better risk to reward or a safer trade if prices comes back towards this level. But if we see the schematic happen over at the lower time frame, so if we see something like this, creation of higher highs, higher lows, and a breakdown, clearing these levels, pull back, and a sell, we are actually going to take a sell opportunity over here. However, if prices doesn't give us this schematic, right, we look for another reaccumulation and distribution over here. So prices goes up, forms this bullish flag pattern, creates liquidity in and out, makes a high, makes a higher low, creates another liquidity area over here, and a second tap into this zone, maybe a more refined area on the lower time frame, breaks down. This would be a break of structure, right? And a pullback to fill imbalances and eventually drop from here. So this is how we're going to take our trading opportunities for NCAD. So lastly, we have the dollar yen, and you can see prices taps in perfectly onto this zone, correct? But not many traders are actually looking to sell here unless you're a counter trend trader. Unless you are a counter trend trader, you won't want to sell here, right? So as a trend trader, you are looking for a shift in structure, which it clearly did as prices breaks this level, correct? So let's go back to how we even identified this zone, because this is an order block. So you can just treat this as a resistance level, and you can see over here, this is the last up candle before the down candle, right? Because you see the wicks are at this place, and this is a bullish candle. So what does this tell you? So if we drop down to the, let's say, the hourly time frame, let's look left. You see we have this very, very nice formation over here. So prices makes this rising wedge, clearing these levels. There are many people selling here, right? Selling here and buying here. So this creates lots of orders and liquidity in and around these levels over here. And when prices breaks this down, it clears all of this, it grabs all of the liquidity, right? And this is so-called a fake out, right? Because prices have been clearing highs, correct? And it clears this one last time before a breakdown. So if you look at the daily time frame and you were to look right, look left from here, this is a perfect zone. So prices taps into it, it makes a strong bearish move down, clears this level, breaks off structure, and you can imagine people who are buying previously shifted their stop losses up towards this level. So this has been cleared. So if we drop down to the 4-hour time frame, we are looking for sells, right? But up to where? So the initial take profit would definitely be at this level, you can see, where prices actually rejected multiple times but failed, correct? And because you see, this is a momentum shift, correct? This over here we are buying, but as prices breaks this level, we are definitely going for sells, and that is why you will never take a buy over here unless you're a counter trend trader and you're looking to catch a quick move. Then you are possibly looking to buy at this area. So then again, it depends on where is your take profit, right? Otherwise, you have gotten stopped out. And you can see over here, there are lots of stop losses below this zone. And now it cleared these levels. So where do we sell until? We have again this level over here. So this is an unmitigated order block where prices does the same thing. On the lower time frame, this actually represents a move like this before a move up. So what does this mean? This is the creation of liquidity in and out of these areas. It goes down, grabs all of these orders before moving up, correct? So can you imagine what happens over here? You are likely to sell over at this resistance level because this is a retail logic, right? This is a resistance, correct? Broken down, and this is a retest. So if you are going to see a bearish engulfing candle here, you are likely to sell, right? Which you have gotten cleared and lost money if you did that, correct? So this is our take profit area. And how we look to sell UJ or participate in UJ is to drop down to the hourly time frame. So prices clearly got rejected from this trend line, and the next level to look at would be this trend line, right? So many people will try to sell at this level, correct? And we are likely to see a bounce before a secondary move up to do what? To clear off these levels. You see, these are stop losses all above these areas with potential sell limits into this, and into this level. And also, we have buy stops, buy stops, buy stops into all these levels. So what are all these moves trying to do? These are markup for prices to tap into this level over here. So you can clearly see this is another order block over here, correct? And prices left an imbalance inside this zone over here. So then again, prices are likely to move up, create some sort of schematic, breaks up. This is a bullish flag, taps into this zone, maybe secondary tap, and breaks down. So this is a break of structure, a shift in momentum. Look for retest before taking a sell. So to add on for UJ, some of you may be thinking why prices didn't move off from this order block after it taps in. Because this is a support level created and we have orders lying beneath, correct? And this may just be a markup to clear these levels, grab this liquidity in and out of these areas to tap into this zone for us to move higher. And this is a possibility only if prices breaks this structure, correct? So prices has to tap in, give us a break of structure, and that is how we're going to catch a pullback. So only if we see something like this, pullback, then we can buy. And this didn't happen. But if you want to capture this on the lower time frame, it's possible. So let's just move to the 15 minutes time frame and see how we can capture this move, right? So over here, if you have been following so far, prices gives us the schematic that we wanted, which is a move down, tap into this zone, creates this upside move. So this creates liquidity in and out of these levels. Prices came back down, grabs them, failed to break structure yet, right? You don't see any bullish structure moving off yet, right? And you can see this is the bullish structure that are moving. Prices made a final push down, clears these orders over here and all the stop losses, correct? Makes a push phase. Now we see a break of structure. Do you see it? This is a break of structure. And we will usually highlight this as break of structure on the red rectangular box. And we'll name this the area of interest and the price of interest, correct? So we will be looking for a pullback towards this level. And why this level? So if we drop down to the 3 minutes or the 5 minutes time frame, so we shall see. So why prices pull back to this level? So let me use the replay button. You go to the 3 minutes time frame or the 5 minutes time frame, whichever that has an order block that is left unmitigated. So in this case, it will be this level. So is it a coincidence that prices taps in onto this unmitigated order block? So remember from our past videos, right? I'm always looking for order blocks that has imbalances within it. So you can see this is an imbalance and this is an order block. So typically how would we do would be to put a buy limit order with our stop loss below this zone or this low and aim for 1:1 and 1:2 or whatsoever, correct? And this would have been a profitable trade. And although it didn't make a new high or it didn't make a home run, this is how you can capture a profitable trade, although prices just moved off a little. Understand?